How to use this video. The object of this video is to provide valuable practice for learner drivers. It has been designed to help them recognize various traffic hazards as well as dangerous situations. A fully qualified driving instructor with a current driving instructor authority will instruct you as to the best methods available to recognize and negotiate these types of situations. Simply follow the instructions given at the beginning of each question. You will be asked to push the pause button when you should react to certain situations, but in some instances it may not be necessary to push the pause button at all. You will then be shown the same film a second time, pointing out what you should have done so you can compare your reaction. If at any time you have problems with a question, simply rewind the video to the beginning of that same question and start again. Now it is time to begin. You are traveling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you see the next hazard.
Đụng vào con chuột khi
Take
bạn
note
thấy
of
nguy
what you
hiểm.
have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. It is wet and you are travelling straight ahead in the service lane of a major highway. The pedestrian crossing ahead is clear, but a driver from
Đây
the
là
main
chỗ
section
bạn
of the
phải
highway
bấm vào
cuts
con
in
chuột.
without signalling or giving way. This is your next hazard. You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would slow down.
Bấm vào con chuột khi bạn muốn chạy chậm
Take
lại.
note of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. The vehicle in front starts braking when approaching the end of the street. You are travelling at a safe distance, so you should slow down as soon as you notice the brake lights appear.
Khi bạn thấy đèn thắng đỏ lên thì bạn phải đụng tay vào con chuột.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would change your speed.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn thay
Take
đổi
note
tốc
of
độ.
what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction.
Rồi so sánh lại với cái phản ứng của bạn.
You are travelling at a safe distance from the car in front. You should change your speed when you see their signal because they will soon start braking to slow down for their right turn.
Lúc này là lúc bạn phải bấm vào con chuột để thay đổi tốc độ của bạn.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would change your speed.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn
Take
thay
note
đổi
of
tốc
what you
độ.
have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction.
So sánh với lại cái phản ứng của bạn.
You are on a freeway at night behind a semi-trailer. You should change your speed about now because the closer
Đây là
you
lúc
get to
bạn
the
phải bấm vào
semi-trailer,
con
the
chuột
less you
để
can
thay
see
đổi tốc
of the
độ.
road up ahead. You are making a right turn.
Bạn quẹo phải.
Push the pause button when you would go.
Đụng vào con chuột khi
Take
bạn
note
muốn
of
đi.
what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction.
So sánh với phản ứng của bạn.
You are turning right and must give way to all oncoming traffic that is
Bạn
traveling
quẹo
straight
phải
ahead
phải
towards
nhường
you.
lối cho tất cả các xe đang
In
chạy
this
đến.
instance, there is no safe gap to turn.
Nhưng không có
So you
khoảng
should
trống
not
để
have pushed
đi
the
qua.
pause button.
Thành thử bạn không được đụng tay vào con chuột.
You are traveling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would change your
Đụng
speed.
vào con chuột khi bạn muốn thay đổi tốc độ.
Take note of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling along a quiet street and a car facing
Đây là một
against
đoạn đường vắng vẻ.
give way and turns out in front of you.
Một chiếc xe đang
This
chạy từ
is where
bên
you
phải
should
tới
change
và
your
không
speed
chịu
to
nhường
avoid
đường.
a dangerous situation.
Để tránh sự nguy hiểm, bạn phải đụng tay vào con chuột để thay đổi tốc độ.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would slow down.
Đụng vào con chuột khi muốn
Take
chạy
note
chậm
of
lại.
what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction.
So sánh lại với phản ứng của bạn.
You are travelling along a main road at night. A pedestrian ahead in dark clothes walks out in front of you without even watching. It is here that you should slow down to avoid a potentially
Lúc này
dangerous
là lúc
situation.
bạn phải bấm vào con chuột để tránh sự nguy hiểm đụng vào người đi bộ.
You are making a left turn.
Bạn quẹo trái.
Push the pause button when you would overtake.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn
Take
qua
note
mặt.
of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are turning left at a roundabout and you have
Bạn
a
quẹo
right
trái
in front
tại
of
bồn
you.
binh.
As you do not have enough
Bạn
time
không có
or
đủ thời
space
gian để
to
qua
take
mặt
the
chiếc xe đạp
path
để quẹo trái,
you should not have pushed the
nên
pause
bạn
button.
không được đụng vào con chuột.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would slow down.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn
Take
chạy
note
chậm.
of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction.
So sánh lại với phản ứng của bạn.
You are travelling straight ahead on a main road.
Bạn
An
đi trên
oncoming
con đường
right
chính.
turning vehicle should give way to you,
Một chiếc
but
xe ngược
doesn't.
chiều đưa
So
quẹo
it
phải.
is here you should slow down to avoid a dangerous
Bạn
situation.
phải chậm lại để nhường lối cho xe này để tránh sự nguy hiểm.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would change your speed.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn
Take
thay
note
đổi
of
tốc độ.
what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction.
So sánh lại với phản ứng của bạn.
You are traveling at a safe distance from the vehicle in front.
Bạn đang đi
You
theo
should
một
slow
chiếc xe
down
hàng
as
trước
soon as
với
you
một khoảng
notice
cách an
yourself
toàn.
getting closer to
Nhưng
keep
càng
that
ngày
safe
càng
distance.
gần lại thì cái khoảng cách này không còn an toàn nữa. Bạn phải đụng tay vào con chuột để giảm tốc độ.
You are traveling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would stop.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn
Take
ngừng
note
xe
of
lại.
what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are following another car at a safe distance. The traffic lights ahead are red. You should stop so that you can at least see the tyres of the car in front touching the ground to keep a good safety margin. You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would slow down.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn
Take
chạy
note
chậm
of
lại.
what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction.
So sánh lại với phản ứng của bạn.
You are on a divided road approaching a school crossing. It is starting to rain and there are two pedestrians on the left near the crossing.
Trước
It is
mặt
here
là
at the
chỗ
late
Children
you should slow
Crossing
down to check the
và
approach
bạn thấy có người đi bộ đang bước xuống.
especially children.
Bạn phải đụng vào con chuột lúc này để giảm tốc độ lại.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you see the next hazard.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn thấy có sự
What you
nguy
have
hiểm.
done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction.
Bây giờ so sánh lại phản ứng của bạn.
You are in a quiet street.
Bạn trên con đường
Person
vắng
in a
vẻ.
parked car opens their door and gets out.
Trước mặt có một chiếc xe mở cửa
Your next
ra.
hazard.
Bạn phải bấm vào con chuột để giảm tốc độ lại.
You are making a right turn.
Bạn quẹo phải.
Push the pause button when you would go.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn
Take
muốn đi.
note of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are turning right at a set of traffic lights. A group of
Bạn
oncoming
quẹo phải
cars
ở
are
tại ngã
passing
tư có đèn.
and a gap of 6 seconds
Và
appears.
đây là lúc bạn
This
bấm
is
vào
where
con
you
chuột
can
để
go.
đi vì có đủ khoảng trống cho bạn.
You have stopped at a railway crossing.
Bạn
Push
đang
the
ngừng
pause
lại
button
ở
when
tại
you would go.
đường có xe lửa.
Take note
Bấm
of
vào con
what you
chuột
have
khi bạn
done,
muốn đi.
then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. The railway crossing has flashing red lights and a sign telling you to stop on red signal. It is illegal to travel over the crossing when the red lights are flashing.
Bạn không
So
được
you
đi
should
cho
not
đến khi
go
đèn chớp
until the
tắt,
lights have
ngưng
gone off
hẳn
and it is safe to
thì
proceed.
bạn mới được đi. Và đây là lúc bạn được quyền bấm vào con chuột.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you see the next hazard.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn thấy nguy
Take
hiểm.
note of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling straight ahead on a main road. It is completely clear in front of you. Another vehicle passes you on the left and cuts into your lane without signalling and too close. So it is about here that you should slow down.
Đây là lúc bạn phải bấm vào con chuột để tránh sự nguy hiểm. Chiếc xe qua mặt từ bên trái.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you see the next hazard.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn thấy nguy
What you
hiểm.
have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling along a main road at night. A bicycle rider with no lights is in front of you.
Một chiếc xe đạp ở trước mặt bạn phải đụng vào con chuột để giảm tốc độ lại để tránh cái sự nguy hiểm.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you see the next hazard.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn thấy nguy
Take
hiểm.
note of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling along a quiet street between parked cars. Up ahead, a car pulls out of its parking spot as you approach it. This is your next hazard.
Một chiếc xe từ trong chỗ parking đi ra. Bạn phải chậm lại, đụng vào con chuột để chậm lại.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would change your speed.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn thay đổi tốc độ.
Take note of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling along a quiet street. As you come around a bend, a car on your left fails to give way. So it is here you should change your speed to avoid a dangerous situation.
Khi bạn thấy một chiếc xe từ bên trái không nhường đường cho bạn, bạn phải giảm tốc độ lại để tránh sự nguy hiểm.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would slow down.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn chạy
Take
chậm.
note of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling along a main road behind a tram. You cannot see the traffic in front of the tram or passengers about to get off it. So you should slow down as soon as you notice yourself gaining on the
Khi
tram.
bạn thấy có sự nguy hiểm thì bạn chậm lại.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would change your speed.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn thay đổi tốc
Take
độ.
note of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You come around a bend and a car on your left starts to pull out of a car park. It stops and looks, but decides to make its move and not give way to you. It is here that you should change your speed and slow down. You are making a U-turn.
Bạn U-turn.
Push the pause button when you would go.
Đụng vào con
Take
chuột khi
note of
bạn
what you
có
have
thể đi
done,
được.
then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. In this instance, there was no safe gap in which to make a U-turn. Therefore,
Vì không có một
not
khoảng
push
cách
the pause button.
an toàn, cho nên bạn không được đụng tay vào con chuột để đi.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you see the next hazard.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn thấy
Take
nguy
note
hiểm.
of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling down a busy road. Two young children are running down the footpath on your left.
Khi bạn thấy
One
hai đứa
runs
nhỏ
towards
chạy
the road and the
bay
other follows.
trên lề cỏ
This is
và
your
hướng
hazard.
chạy ra ngoài đường, thì đây là một cái sự nguy hiểm cho chính bạn, nên bạn phải đụng tay vào con chuột.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would slow down.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn
Take
chạy
note
chậm lại.
of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling at a safe distance from the vehicle in front. You
Bạn
should
đang
slow
chạy ở một
down
khoảng cách
as
an
soon
toàn
as
với
you
xe
notice
đằng trước.
yourself getting
Khi
closer to
thấy
keep that
gần
safe
với xe đằng
distance.
trước thì bạn phải giảm tốc độ lại để giữ khoảng cách an toàn.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would change your speed.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn thay
Take
đổi
note
tốc
of
độ.
what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling along a narrow street. There are parked cars on your
Bạn
left
đang
and
chạy trên
right.
một con đường hẹp.
A rise in the
Có xe
road
đậu bên
blocks your
trái
view
và bên
ahead.
phải.
It is here you should change your
Khi
speed
bạn
to
thấy
give
có bóng
yourself
đèn ngược
and
chiều
oncoming cars the
đối diện
opportunity
trở lại
to
thì
see
bạn
each
phải
other and act accordingly.
đụng vào con chuột để tránh cái sự nguy hiểm.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you see the next hazard.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn thấy
Take
nguy
note
hiểm.
of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are approaching a pedestrian crossing at night. You should have noticed a pedestrian approaching the crossing from the left side. So
Lối
it
người
is
đi bộ
here
băng qua
when you
đường.
should have slowed down
Bạn
to
phải
stop
chậm
and
lại
give way.
để nhường lối cho người đi bộ nếu có người đi bộ.
You are making a right turn.
Bạn quẹo phải.
Push the pause button when you would stop.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn
Take
ngừng
note
lại.
of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction.
So sánh lại với phản ứng của bạn.
You are turning right and the other car is turning left. The
Bạn đang
giveaway
quẹo
law
phải
in this situation
và chiếc xe đối
is
diện
left
thì
turn
đang quẹo trái.
before right turn. So it
Quẹo
is
trái thì
here
đi trước
that
quẹo
you
phải.
should stop and give
Vì vậy
way to
bạn
the
phải
other
dừng
car.
lại để nhường lối cho xe quẹo trái đi trước.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would slow down.
Đụng vào con chuột khi bạn muốn chạy
Take
chậm.
note of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling at a safe distance from the car in front.
Bạn đang giữ
The
một
driver
khoảng cách
of the other
an toàn
vehicle
với xe
could be
đằng trước.
looking for a house number. They brake, continue,
Chiếc xe đằng
and brake
trước
again.
thắng
So it
rồi
is
ngừng
here
rồi
that you
thắng
should
rồi
slow
chạy.
down to keep a safe distance in case they brake
Và
harder next time.
bạn phải thắng lại để giảm tốc độ và nhường lối cho anh ta.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you see the next hazard.
Đụng vào chuột khi bạn thấy
Take
nguy
note
hiểm.
of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are on a major highway going around a bend. As you get further into the bend, you should have noticed orange
Bạn
cones
trên đường cao
and
tốc
portable warning
và
signals
khi thấy
used by heavy
có cái
vehicles
dấu
to
hiệu
tell
nguy
other
hiểm
drivers of a
sửa đường
disabled heavy vehicle
ở
ahead.
ngay khúc cong,
This is
bạn phải
your
giảm
next
tốc độ
hazard.
lại để tránh sự nguy hiểm đó.
You are travelling straight ahead.
Bạn đang đi thẳng.
Push the pause button when you would change your speed.
Đụng vào chuột khi bạn muốn thay đổi
Take
tốc
note
độ.
of what you have done, then push play to continue. Now compare your reaction. You are travelling in the middle lane of a 3-lane carriageway. You have a bike rider at the pedestrian lights and also a vehicle in the service lane that pulls out beside you. Both give you good reason, so it is here where you should change your speed for the bike, which would also cover you for the vehicle on your left. Here is an exclusive offer for all learner drivers who have purchased the Road Skill video. Strathfield Car Radio will give you $20 off any purchase over $50 excluding mobile phones. All you have to do is just quote the name Road Skill at any Strathfield store nationwide. Call 13 11 77 for the location of your nearest store. Don't forget to watch the end of this video for your chance to win a car CD player as well as other great prizes. Important information. The following information is subject to copyright and has been used by Road School under licence from Vic Roads. It has been taken directly from the Vic Roads pamphlet, What You Need to Know About Your Licence Assessment, for the purpose of outlining the minimum standard required to obtain a Victorian driver's licence. This pamphlet gives general information about what you need to know and do to pass your practical car licence assessment in Victoria. For more information, contact your nearest Vic Roads office. What test must I pass to get my licence? A test of your road law knowledge and roadcraft based on information in the Victorian Traffic Handbook. A hazard perception test requiring you to identify road hazards displayed on video of actual driving conditions. An eyesight check requiring you to read a standard eye chart. A practical driving assessment which lasts for approximately 20 minutes. You must supply a registered, roadworthy car fitted with L plates. The practical assessment checks that you can correctly control the car, obey the road rules, cooperate with other road users, show that you can drive safely. If you do anything illegal or unsafe, the assessment will be discontinued. Licence assessments are a matter between Vic Roads and the applicant. Another person may accompany the applicant if that person is a bona fide driving instructor. Once you have finished, you will be given a copy of your results. Look carefully at the Improvements Needed section on the sheet. This tells you about any performance checks you did not perform or performed incorrectly. You will need to prove your identity and give your current address, have your photograph and signature taken, pay your licence fee. Your licence will then be issued. Before your assessment, make sure you have studied the current edition and any amendment sheets of the Victorian Traffic Handbook. This gives road law and road safety tips to help you drive safely. Make sure that you have enough practice so that your driving skills are adequate. If you have a disability, you should tell Vic Roads before your assessment. The practical driving assessment. The assessment looks at how you behave in different road and traffic situations. Your assessment officer will give you simple, clear instructions such as, at the next street, turn right. If not sure of an instruction, you may ask for it to be repeated. Your driving performance will be marked yes, no, or NA, not applicable. Yes when you do something correctly, no when you do not do something correctly, NA if road or traffic conditions mean you cannot perform the expected behaviour. You will be assessed throughout your drive using the performance checks listed in the following section of this pamphlet. You must get a yes for at least 85% of the performance checks on your assessment to get your licence. The correct way to perform the tasks involved is explained in this pamphlet. If you do these things as explained, you will be marked yes. The practical driving assessment has 4 parts. 1. A pre-drive check of the car's controls. 2. Location performance checks. 3. Section performance checks. 4. A low-speed manoeuvring exercise. Part 1. Pre-drive check. Yes, if you know where these controls are and how to use them. Indicators and brake lights, wiper washer controls, horn, seatbelt, demister, handbrake. If any of these controls do not work properly, the assessment cannot continue. Part 2. Location Performance Checks. During the drive, your assessment officer will check that you do certain things at places such as intersections. These are called location performance checks. There are 7 of them. They may be assessed singly or combined so that the different things you need to do at the location, such as checking your mirrors, putting on your indicator, and then turning at the intersection, can be assessed. Combined performance checks receive a single yes or no and require application in sequence, such as 1 mirrors, 2 signals, and 3 approach when coming up to an intersection. 1 mirrors. Yes, if you check the correct mirrors when turning or diverging, that is when you change lanes, leave the curb, or move left or right by more than 1 car's width, at the appropriate times. Mirror checks are always combined with other checks such as signals. You must make the mirror check immediately before, within 2 seconds, the other combined performance checks, before braking. 2 signals. Yes, if you signal for long enough to give sufficient warning to other drivers and pedestrians before turning or diverging. Example, at least 30 meters, 5 seconds. 3 head checks. Yes, if before diverging, you turn your head and look through the appropriate side window to check for other road users in your blind spots. If a physical disability stops you doing a head check, you must check your mirrors instead. 4 approach. Yes, if when braking to slow down or stop, you do it smoothly using brakes only or brakes and gears. 5A. Position on road. Yes, if you position your car correctly on the road. 5B. Position stop. Yes, if you stop the car at the stop line and within 2 meters of the line at a stop sign. You must not stop with the front wheels on or beyond the line. 6. Judgment. Yes, if at intersections you slow down, look in the correct directions and react correctly to other vehicles and pedestrians. 7. Turns. Yes, if, when turning, you stay in the correct lane or position on the road. Part 3. Section Performance Checks. These 4 checks will be assessed 3 times during your driving assessment. 1. Progress. Yes, if you travel at a speed suitable for the conditions but not above the speed limit. 2. Car control. Yes, if you control the vehicle correctly using steering, gears and clutch, if fitted, brakes and handbrake. You must 1. Steer a steady course. Hands should generally be held on the outside of the top half of the steering wheel. 2. Use clutch and gears smoothly. 3. Brake smoothly. 4. Not roll back when moving off. 3. Safety margin. Yes, if you keep an acceptable safety margin for following distance and from other vehicles. See the Victorian Traffic Handbook. 4. Special. Yes, if you notice an unexpected traffic or road situation and take safe, suitable action. Part 4. low speed maneuvering. This checks that you can control the car at low speed and in reverse. You should not turn the steering wheel while the car is stationary. Dry steering. You will be asked to do one of these maneuvers during your driving assessment. 1. A reverse parallel parking exercise, or 2. A straight line reverse, or 3. An angle parking exercise, or 4. A 3-point turn. 1. Reverse parallel park. You will be asked to pull up next to a legally parked vehicle and reverse into the space behind that vehicle. You must look in the direction of travel before and during reversing, position your car parallel to the curb within 300 millimeters, and be between 1 and 2 meters from the car in front. Make sure you do a head check before entering and leaving the space. You should not reverse back further than 7 meters from the vehicle in front. Use no more than 4 and no less than 2 movements to enter the space and no more than 4 to leave it. Two, straight line reverse. You will be asked to reverse for approximately 20 meters to a point nominated by the assessment officer. You must look in the direction of travel before and during reversing, start approximately 1 meter from and adjacent to the curb, and finish with your car parallel to and within 300 millimeters of the curb. You can make a forward correction within the 20-meter reverse before reaching the curb. Three, angle park. You will be asked to drive into and reverse out of an angle parking bay. You must place your car centrally, taking into account any vehicles parked in the adjacent bays and entirely within the parking bay. Finish with the wheels no more than 300 millimeters out of parallel from the marked lines on the side of the bay and 500 millimeters from the front of the bay. Look in the direction of travel before and during reversing. In a 45-degree angle park, complete the maneuver in one forward and one reverse outward movement. However, in a 90-degree right angle park, You can make one correction when moving into the bay. Four, three-point turn. You will be asked to make a three-point turn your car around, on a road which is not as wide as your car's turning circle. You are allowed 3 movements to complete this maneuver. You must look in both directions along the road before reversing, look in the direction of travel before and during reversing. If you do any of these things during the low-speed maneuver, you will fail. Take longer than 2 minutes to position your car at the curb, mount the curb, finish positioning your car with the front and or left wheels more than 1 meter from the curb. Take more than 5 movements to complete the three-point turn. Reverse any part of your car over the center of the road during the straight line reverse. Immediate failures. An immediate failure will apply if, at any time during your assessment, you do anything which is unsafe and or illegal. Here are some examples. Not stopping at a red traffic control signal, stop sign, school crossing with the flags or signs displayed when any pedestrian is on the crossing. Position after stopping, so that another road user is placed in a dangerous situation. Colliding with another vehicle, a pedestrian, an object, such as a rubbish bin or pole placed on or near the road. Dangerous actions such as action requiring emergency braking or swerving by another driver, or dodging by a pedestrian to prevent a collision. Action requiring the instructor or assessment officer to come to your aid in controlling the car. Driving any wheel over the curb or onto the footpath. Committing any driving fault which causes immediate danger to any person or property. Lack of control to the point where the assessment officer believes continuing the assessment would be dangerous. Improper action causing collision of other vehicles in the immediate vicinity. Speed limits. Driving over the speed limit for more than 10 seconds. Driving 10 kilometers per hour or more over the speed limit. The Vic Roads Driving Assessment is designed to reward good driving and treat every applicant fairly. Ensure that you have plenty of driving practice before attempting your license test. Drive well, drive safely. This license assessment information has been used under license and was kindly supplied by Vic Roads.